Why you crash at 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. The screen blurs a little. Your eyes get heavy and your hand reaches, almost on its own, for coffee or something sweet. If that mid-afternoon crash feels like clockwork, here's the honest version. It's not a character flaw, and it's usually not your lunch. It's biology. And once you can see it, you can work with it instead of fighting it. First, let's clear the usual suspects. I'm just lazy. I need more caffeine. It was that heavy lunch. The afternoon dip is built into your biology. Lunch doesn't create it, though the wrong lunch often makes it much more noticeable. In sleep studies, that dip shows up even when people skip lunch entirely, and even when they don't know what time it is. Scientists call it the post-lunch dip, though afternoon circadian dip is the more precise name. Here's what's actually happening. Your body runs on a roughly 24-hour clock, and built into it is a smaller afternoon dip in alertness, a natural low that lands, for most people, somewhere between 2 and 4 p.m. It's wired in. You'd feel a version of it on a quiet beach with no work and no lunch at all. But a few everyday things take that gentle dip and turn it into a faceplant. The biggest one is last night. The less you slept, the harder the afternoon hits. The natural dip and your sleep debt stack right on top of each other. So if 3 p.m. flattens you every single day, the fix often starts the night before, not at your desk. Then there's what you ate. A fast lunch, white bread, white rice, something sugary, spikes your blood sugar and drops it just as quickly. And that drop lands right on top of the natural dip. For many people, a large meal high in refined carbohydrates makes the afternoon slump feel worse. And you're generally more insulin sensitive earlier in the day, so the same carbohydrates often produce a smaller glucose rise in the morning than later. A big, refined carb lunch is poor timing twice over. And then the coffee. Here's the trap most people never notice. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 hours, so a 3 p.m. cup means a real chunk of it is still in your system at bedtime. And caffeine taken even 6 hours before bed measurably cuts your sleep, usually without you feeling it. So the 3 p.m. coffee rescues today and quietly steals tonight's sleep, which makes tomorrow's crash worse. That's the loop: tired, caffeine, worse sleep, more tired. So what actually works without feeding that loop? Eat for steadier energy. Build lunch around protein and fiber with a little fat and go easier on the refined carbs. Meals like that usually give steadier energy than ones dominated by refined carbs. Move into the dip. A 10-minute walk, ideally outside in daylight, often restores alertness surprisingly well. And unlike a late coffee, it won't cost you tonight's sleep. For many people, it rivals another cup. Water before coffee. Even mild dehydration contributes to fatigue and reduced concentration. Rule it out first. Time your caffeine. If you want it, have it earlier, before about 2 p.m. so it isn't haunting your sleep. And the underrated one, if you possibly can, a 10 to 20-minute nap. Short is the whole point. Longer naps leave you groggy. There's even the coffee nap coffee, then a 15-minute lie down. You wake just as the caffeine kicks in. Now, a normal afternoon dip is normal. But if you're crashing hard every day, no matter what you change, that's worth a closer look. Constant exhaustion can come from low iron and underactive thyroid, blood sugar problems, or sleep apnea. The things we went through in the Always Tired video. That's a conversation with your doctor and a simple blood test, not another espresso. So, the 3 p.m. crash isn't you failing. It's a predictable dip made worse by short sleep, fast carbs, and bad caffeine timing, and softened by light, movement, water, and protein. Work with the clock, not against it. Want the one-page energy reset I keep mentioning, the easy wins plus what to ask your doctor for? Comment the word honest, and I'll send it your way. If this helped, the Always Tired video goes deeper on the medical side, and there's one on why you wake at 3 a.m. too. Subscribe for the why behind your body. Sushruti, worth knowing. Disclaimer: this is general information, not medical advice. Persistent or unexplained tiredness should be checked by your own doctor.